Alright, well, if you're new here, and this is the first video, so you are new here, I am going to do a painting, or at least attempt a painting, of a scene or something that reminiscent me of a movie. And the movie that I want to talk about today is Duel from 1971. It is a Steven Spielberg movie. This is wrong brush. It was made for TV. Like I said, 1971 for ABC. He had 10 days to shoot it. He went over the time limit. He made it in 13 days. I don't like that. 13 days to shoot it, and 10 days to do the editing before it had to go to TV. So he really cut it close. He only had a couple miles of road work to use. This is just going to be real rough, and that's okay. And this is all, you know, he's driving along, so it's countryside, so it doesn't really matter what's over here. And during the guy's journey, he is terrorized by a truck, a semi-truck. And it this movie had the distinction, it scared the hell out of me as a kid watching this. It made me afraid of semi-trucks. Driving down on road trips with the family. Oh, I got scared of them. Did not like it. Still don't like it too much. So, let's see. This is going to be rough. And not glamorous. All I'm doing is, mixing my paints up here. So throughout the movie, the main character, Michael Mann, I think his name is Mann. Michael, I know his name is Mann. He is terrorized by this semi-truck that he comes across on his way to some business meeting that he has in some other town. He has to drive through the desert in California to get to it. And you think it's just it's just a truck, whatever. Just some guy driving through the desert in his beat up old semi. Nope, it is something totally different. This guy is a psychopath. He's actively trying to harm the main character, Mr. Mann. And it becomes a battle of wits and determination to basically try to avoid this trucker. And this trucker is, it's like a prototype of Jaws. You never see the trucker. You see his arm, his hand, his boots. But you never see the fellow's face. So it adds a kind of It's just this unrelenting monster that's coming at David Mann. And like I said, this is just going to be rough. I'm not looking for, beauty perfection here. So I just want to have some fun, keeping it loose. If I like it, I might spend some more time on it. But I'm not really that super concerned about it. So a lot of the movie is shot in David Mann's car. Pretty much the entire movie is shot passenger seat with David Mann. So you are basically a passenger in the movie. Like this. Yeah. Like I say, it's just rough. This is a sketch, basically. Let's get some truck noise here. So he's terrorized by this Peterbilt truck. It is just rusted and dirty looking, disgusting. It's a horrible looking truck. It's basically a creature of the road, and it's just been out there doing its thing for who knows how long. So I'm just using my one brush pretty much. I'm really not too keen on doing. My style's never been. If I have a style, it's never been. Let's do realism. Let's then move yourself back. If you could call it a style, it's basically always move yourself 20 feet back and squint, and if you wear glasses, take your glasses off so your eyes are all fuzzy. And then it starts looking decent, okay. But like I said, I'm not going for super. Lots of finger painting too. And he does have some round. I say, a lot of the movie, you are a passenger with Mr. Mann in his car, and it is fairly nerve-wracking because you cannot get away from this truck. It just keeps following you. You think you get away, it just keeps reappearing. It's a really fun movie. And Spielberg was only 26 when he made it. Roughly around there, 26, 27. I mean, the amount of work that went into it. There's a really good documentary on the Duel DVD of the making of it. And it's more or less conversation with Spielberg, and it's just really quite good. You know, it goes into detail how they did it. He only had, like I said, about he was given 10 days to do it. He went over by 3 days, so he shot the movie in 13 days. Yeah, it's too bright. After he finished filming it, it was about 76 minutes long. He's driving this bright red Plymouth Valiant. And Spielberg said, I don't care what type of car he's driving, but you have to make it a red car. Because he wanted the car to stand out against the California background, the deserts. And the wide angle shots that he was going to be doing. He wanted this car to stand out, be easily seen. The truck itself was a, oh boy, I want to say 1964 Peterbilt 251, 261, yeah, 261, and the film was such a success. It was well received on TV, but it had a theatrical debut in Europe, and the Europeans loved it. So Universal ponied up the money, told Spielberg, go shoot some more film, bump this up to 90 minutes. So they went out and shot some more footage for the movie, and it got a American release. It's supposed to be its mirror. I can see I'm not going for super. And this truck is a beat up, made to look like a beat up thing that's just been prowling around the roads for a long time. So it's got dents, it's rusty. It's got a series of license plates over the front. That Spielberg imagine that this trucker has just been out there on the roads, and these license plates are its trophies. And he wants to add Mr. Mann's license plate to its collection. So, now I say he's driving around, he's not having a good business trip, is fair to say. It is one of my favorite films. Like I say, it scared the hell out of me watching it as a kid. I got some paint leaching off there. That's fine now. It's fine. Brush is quite wet, and I am using a matte medium as well to kind of extend it a little bit. This is kind of a boring color palette. It's not very appealing. But it is the 70s. Excuse me. So, it's okay. Just imagine this is all just passing by scenery and mountains. You're not paying attention to it all at all, because you are trying to get away from this bastard in his truck. If you have not seen this movie, I highly recommend it. And let's add some green, because there's some green shrubbery. You know, scratch brushes. Whatever you call it. Scratch brush. Sage brush, weedy brushes, up on the hillsides. Let's get some seed, a little dirty up here too. Let's get some rare moments. Like I say, you're not paying attention to the scenery. That's just kind of background noise. What you're concerned about is this guy behind you, always behind you. No matter how fast your car is going, he's keeping up. Just imagine that. You're driving on the road. Imagine that next time you're driving along on the road, anybody watching this. You're driving along. Oh, here's a semi-truck. Mr. Nice semi-driver. But he keeps following you, right on your tail. No explanation why. No matter how fast you go, you can't get away from him. He's always there. That always stayed with me. It's kind of like this, kind of like a recurring nightmare, that you can't get away from the person that's just trying to kill you. He's just relentless. So, that's a decent start. I got my, basic outline going here. It's nothing spectacular, but like I said, I wasn't going for super, detailed right now. This is just, it's a sketch. It gives me the impression of what's going on here. And I like that. I take a step or two back away. take a step away. You look at what you've done. If you don't like it, that's the beauty thing about paint. Just change it. So, I hope you enjoyed, or got something out of it. This little exercise I'm doing. See how things go. If I might keep doing this. I enjoyed it. I hope you didn't find my talking a little bit too rambling. I do tend to do that. Let's try to add some highlights because the fender should be here. This one got a little bit out of control. I tend to finger paint a lot. Bright California sun bearing down on this truck. It's getting the angles of his truck and his highlights. Mostly you remember the headlamps in your mirror. No matter how I licked my finger with the paint on it. That's probably not good. Yep. So, I hope you enjoyed the painting as it is. It's not, like I say, it's not spectacular. But we weren't going for anything great at the moment. That movie again. It's Duel. Have a good night. And yeah. Just have some fun. Have a good one. See ya.